Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. So today's video, we're going to do a quick showing of the medical refuge. These are like mini trauma kits. I wouldn't call them first aid kits at all. Again, just because they are really intense and the things they have in them or the items they have in them are really intense. Now, a lot of you know Bear Independent. He runs this medical refuge and they were gracious enough to send me two of these. Again, one to show and then the other to keep in my car. I actually keep one in the house, one in the car now. These things are very, listen, with everything that's going on, guys, with the shit that we're seeing, these are absolutely necessary, especially now. We have too many things going on. We have too many shootings, especially here in New York. You got shootings and stabbings. So, you know, this will not hurt to have on your person, in your car, in your bag. It's just something, just an extra item to help other people if you want to help other people out. Now, as you can see, there's a pouch, this one to your right. That is another pouch inside of a pouch, which I think is pretty cool. Now, you can absolutely, if you want, take this pouch here out of that and have it ready to rock and roll. There's no one saying you can't do it. I keep them in both because I can access it, plus I've been practicing to access it. Because the Velcro on both of these are absolutely awesome. It will keep your gear inside without falling out. This pouch here fits snugly into this one, but if you, again, want to keep this one out and ready to rock and roll, you absolutely can. Now, guys, this is what the pouch looks like open. I am going to start pulling things out and putting them on the table in front of you so you guys get a better idea of what is actually inside this mini trauma kit, if you would like. Now, like I said, guys, these are individual first aid kits, but I would not call them individual first aid kits. First aid kits, to me, again, in being in the medical field for a few years, first aid kits are anything that has a Band-Aid that can handle small wounds. This is something I would initiate if I had somebody, or including myself, with a bigger wound, something that's gushing or oozing out, right? So gushing means an arterial bleed, oozing out means a venous bleed. So these are more like mini trauma kits. And listen, on their website, it is categorized as an individual first aid kit, right? So just remember that when you're looking online and you're looking for mini trauma kit, it's not a mini trauma kit, it's a mini first aid kit. So this item here is an NAR, emergency trauma dressing. This is, again, for anything that has a heavy bleed, whether that's oozing or squirting out. This is compressed. There are tear tabs here. As you can see, this red part is a tear tab. That tear tab will allow you to access this item. This is a tourniquet. Now, the tourniquet, guys, when you are, and I hate to do this now, but I'm going to, your tourniquet should always be ready to rock and roll. It should not be inside the pouch with the plastic on, and you definitely shouldn't have this nearby. You should have this ready to rock and roll, standing by. Now, why should you have it ready to rock and roll? Well, because, guys, again, you do not want, during an emergency, to sit there and start screaming, or the person screaming at you, come on, help me, and you're like, hold on, man, I gotta learn how to use this. Hold on, let me Google this shit. No, you don't want to Google anything. You want to be able to take everything out of this kit and use it immediately. You don't want anything to get in your way, and you don't want to start fumbling going, oh my God, what do I do with this next? Don't do that. Don't be that asshole. This is a needle depression kit. Needle decompression, guys. This is for chest traumas, if you will. If you have a collapsed lung or anything like that, this is what you're going to use. This is a marker to mark on the person's head if you use a tourniquet. Actually, there's a spot on a tourniquet where you can write the time you cut off the blood or when you applied the tourniquet. This is tape. I'm not going to take this off. These are shears. These shears are pretty good. Now, a good set of shears back in the days used to be able to cut through a penny. I didn't try to cut through a penny, but you can also test it by cutting cable. If it cuts cable or through a penny, you got a really good set of shears. I didn't test it, but you can also test it on clothing. You want a good set of shears that are going to cut through clothing without giving you shit. I've had in the past, when I was an EMT, my first set of shears I bought, or rather was given to me, by the job in the city, they sucked. They bind it up on the clothes when I try to cut it. So I bought myself a good pair of shears, which I wind up losing to a doctor. That's a long story. And there are a difference between shears. So there are some shitty shears out there, and there are some really good shears. These are good shears. So again, everything this kit is giving you is something you're going to need. Good old-fashioned flat roll duct tape. This is a chest sealing kit, if you will. So if there's an, again, entry, exit wound, anything that is going to cause someone to bleed out or possibly taking more air through that hole in their chest, you're going to put this wound sealer or chest sealer over their wound. These are just more bandages. This is a, we call them an NPA. This is a nasopharyngeal airway. This goes up the nose. Now, the one time not to use this, guys, is when there's head trauma. If there's any head trauma involved, you do not put that up anyone's nose. Here goes a set of gloves, just one. Also, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, guys. If you have to get your hands dirty because those gloves are too small, which I know they are, don't worry about it. Just get your fucking hands dirty. As long as you don't have any open sores in your hands, it's fine. I've dealt with it for years and never gotten sick or exposed. This is a compressed gauze. So again, you're just going to wrap this around whatever extremity needs to be wrapped around. I don't think that's big enough to get around the whole torso, so that's good again for arms and legs. And these are just more bandages here and quick clot. It's a quick clot pad, if you will, like a gauze, a clotting gauze. So it's not the powder, it's an actual gauze in here. Emergency blanket in case that person gets cold. Again, always good to have in your car, especially during the winter months when some people have gotten trapped. This is a triangle bandage. This is a little hard to explain, but it's more like a bandage where you can hold certain things down, especially like a broken arm or you know, an extremity you want to hold together to the body. You can use this triangle bandage. We normally use the triangle bandage for broken arms. So if an arm is broken, you put the arm in an L shape if you can, and then you comfort the arm with the triangle bandage. This is just a regular gauze, a roller gauze, if you will. And another roll of duct tape. So guys, that's what's inside the Medical Refuge individual first aid kit, aka mini trauma kit. You are only going to activate, initiate, or run with this kit, guys, if the person is bleeding badly. If the person has a cut in their finger or some shit like a scratch or a scrape, you're not using this. You're using this for traumatic wounds and care only. It's the only time this comes out. So guys, you can also go over to refugmedical.com and look up the different gears they have. They have a stomp bag there as well. The stomp bag is like a mini hospital on your back. They have different kits for different situations, or rather different carrying points, right? So you can get a full kit to carry on your belt, or you can get a full kit like this to put in your car, your bag, or wherever you want it. Other than that, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.